that bitch. I'm at the top of they list, right? When I throw it back, I leave it cold damn big, right? Telling me to put it on his face, and I just might beat it up, have a fist fight. And then I bust it, I bust it, I bust it, I bust it, and then
I hate that I got to be the one to say it, man. But these 30-year-olds, like these early 30s, mid 30s, and late 30s, early 40-year-olds, they putting y'all young chicks to shame, man. These old heads is nice. Like they bodies tight, they in the gym, they paying their own bills, got their own car, they kids is raised, they can go on any trip they want. They putting y'all younger, y'all got to step it up. So y'all thinking y'all could just run out here and keep giving that coochie and that little head up. That ain't enough. These chicks is coming established and they bodies is stacked. Because they know what's going on. They know what's going on. So let me be the first one to, and I hate it. I'm going to get a lot of backlash for this. Because you know I get the truth and they can't stand it. But man, y'all, these 1980s babies, man, and these late, 1970s babies, man, I just want to take my hat off. Y'all are looking amazing out this joint. Spectacular. I'm talking about outstanding. I want to take my hat and my socks off to y'all. Because y'all...
Y'all young boys better get y'all definitions right before you go out here looking for a sugar mama, because there's a difference in a sugar mama and a cougar. A sugar mama was the one that's gonna buy your PlayStations and your PS5s and your Jordans and all that shit, but a cougar is gonna fuck you and send you home. You gonna be mad as hell if you went over to Bertha May house and laid that dick down thinking you was gonna get a PS5 and she was just a cougar and she gave your ass some cornbread and spaghetti and sent you on your way. Ha!
let me talk my shit. Number one, you get the bread and then leave. And number two, if he ain't acting right, that nigga for the street. And number three, if they hatin', get their ass something to see. And when they ask the price, I tell them it ain't cheap, nigga. See, I'm pretty for real, that's why they talk a lot. Caught her in the club, then beat her ass in the parking lot.
I done found me a Thanksgiving ham. Seriously. Shit. You come here. Your skin tight. How old is you? I know you can't be no more than 36.
I'm 50.
50? Well, black don't cry. Anyway, come here. You look like you like to eat.
Oh, I sure
do. You want to come to my house for Thanksgiving?
I don't know.
You know I throw us down in the kitchen. So you know bacon is my specialty. Come on. Tell me. You ever have a salt and pepper cookie? You want one? I was gonna give you my number. Come, dinner's at 6. Come early. I want you to get the best cookies in the house.
Bitch raped me, dog. She just took my shit. She just grabbed my dick, fam. I wasn't fucking with it, bro. She just grabbed my shit, fam. I wasn't even like ready, nigga. Like
Another tears.
Bro, like this shit was terrible, bro. I got molested and shit, bro. First time in my life, this shit's so weird. I want to tell the counselor or something, fam. I'm so like emotionally distressed about this shit. I got fucked, nigga, pretty much by a bitch I don't even know. She just took me, nigga. Like I.
Misha has some proclivities that I really don't want to find out about, nor do a lot of other men. And the reason I'm making this is because, it's kind of like my protest for all the times that we had to endure social media and other outlets referring to men as some kind of sexual deviance. It's for simply looking, okay, for simple human development and shit. Men are visual creatures, all that bullshit, but like especially in our ethnic community, you're extremely demonized and policed and shit by the women that are making the fucking complaints. They keep moving the goalposts and shit. And they talk about all these things that they want, but they don't offer anything. They don't bring anything to the table or shit. Then they feel entitled to you. It's like you're supposed to just chill out and wait for somebody to come pick you up off the bargain bin and shit when they're the bargain bin. All right, the sexual marketplace down here in the slave quarters is totally fucked up, and that's why I'm making this episode. I call it the fucking cougar. Okay, this is a cougar in our ethnic community. Okay, this is a cougar. She makes no bones about it, and she looks hella dangerous. Okay, now if you got a son and shit, would you trust your son with this woman? I wouldn't. I would posit that I hope that a lot of guys out there who have access to their male children have a good enough relationship where their kid can come and talk to them about, women like this and like say, hey, dad, like, this person is like, doing this weird shit, like, telling me stuff and, showing me wads of money, like, telling me like she can, teach me things and stuff. And I'll be like, no, okay, cool. Give me your phone. I'll call this bitch right now. I say, hey, check it out. We going down to the courthouse and found that restraining order and shit, okay? You keep your head on the swivel and shit from this point out legally and shit. We will pursue. Okay? You want your kid to have the best you don't want your kid to be fucked up. Okay? They always talk about this shit. It's always a double standard, this shit. Women get to, levy all these insults and complaints and talk about what they think men are thinking and shit and their sexual this and sexual that and what they look like and blah blah. Just rip us a new asshole. Body shaming, economics, pocket watching and shit, peeing, policing. And then on top of it, you get to get called creepy and you're a sexual deviant and a pervert. And I'm like, well, what constitutes a pervert for you? Okay, what constitutes a pervert for you? I know what I'm looking at. I'm looking at a sexual deviant right here. Okay, sexual deviant. She makes no bones about it. And you guys, you females, y'all sit up like a fucking witch's coven and you big up this bullshit. The other shit. I put the 3 clips together. Just so you can see from one end to the other, like what kind of shit she was on. All right, this is a cougar. This is a black cougar shit. This is like your weird auntie and shit. They tell you they don't let her come in your room and shit. Like you have one of those house parties and shit, and she tried to slip back in that room and kick that door closed on you. You fucked. Okay. She whispering shit. She want to give you a present. She want to give you some money, and she want to put the money in your pocket with her hand and shit. All that kind of stuff. Or hell, can he come over and help me clean out the garage or something? Just shit like that. It's fucking creepy, man. And she claims some dudes coming up to her low. I don't know who's coming up to her. I don't doubt that some guys will come up to her shit, okay? But like it ain't my style of shit. It's like she looked like a dude, man. She like a stud. All right? And it ain't just her appearance. She looked like a regular person and shit. It's still kind of fucked up, on both sides. They talk about like, the whole R. Kelly thing and shit. They'll never talk about some of these women that, be hooking up with these fucking dudes and shit. Or even outside of the community and shit. But mostly inside the community, this shit is rug swept. Okay, and it causes trauma to men. Okay, it causes trauma. Emotional trauma, mental trauma, horrifically, sometimes physical trauma and shit. I don't want to go there. It would be a horrific story and probably YouTube would snatch the video down. And I just want, I want to put this out so that young men could, just get they can get some context and shit, okay? I want you to keep your head on the swivel, and always be cognizant of, what could happen and shit. Now, be careful out there, okay? Make sure you keep your head on the swivel. Make sure you strap up, and I do mean condoms and shit, multiple condoms and shit on your peen there. There's some of these women can still get pregnant and, hit you with child support and shit and run your ass into the ground, drive you crazy, They just show up to the fucking, the shotgun wedding and shit in your coffin. I'm serious, man. I'm serious. In our community, the women are such hypocrites, man. I'm just tired of the bullshit. I'm tired of the double standards. I'm tired of the over intellectual, review of this shit. Excuse me, that was word salad, by the way. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of how they like just the bullshit. It's either rug sweeping or it's like these fucking panels to try to explain something real simple. She's a pervert. She's a deviant and shit, okay? Okay? That's what she is. She's the person that's too close, the family friend that, is doing weird shit, Yeah, maybe somebody in the family saw it and they just kind of rug sweeping and shit, okay? She's the motherfucker that's, wants a deep hug and shit. She gonna try to, suck on your neck and give you a hickey and shit, It's weird shit, The motherfucker that wanna do something strange, man. She wanna take you the first time and shit, okay? And she don't give a fuck. It ain't about nothing. Except that she a deviant. This woman is a deviant as far as I'm concerned. All right, nothing personal shit. She just serves as a metaphor, an archetype for a wider, segment of the community. The shit that's hiding in the dark, but the spooks that sit behind our doors. There's demons that are there that we ignore. Because men are raised a certain way in our community and shit. They're raised to be the walking wounded and shit, and taking on a chin and submerge a lot of trauma and shit, emotional trauma and physical trauma. You submerge it in your psyche and shit. You keep it a buck and shit. And it affects you over time. It affects your relationships. You have a hard time forming decent relationships because of this and shit. When somebody sexualizes you at a young age, okay? All right, somebody sexualized you at a young age. I can't find the clip, but I had a clip of a man in his 80s, talking about how he was attacked by a cougar. She did something to him with her mouth, and she did it a bunch of times. And she forced it a couple of times, and then he said that he had gotten addicted to the feeling, and that he was just going over there regularly. And she didn't even have to pay him anymore because she was paying him for his silence. And growing up and shit, I've known things like this to happen and shit. And I've even had an associate tell me that a woman in his family that was a few years older than him had done something like that to him, and then ignored him and shit, and it made him go crazy. And then the person just had to stop coming around there for a while until he was cool again and shit. And that person, the female, fell off, and the guy's got like some messed up shit. He's carrying around some darkness in his soul. And it ain't never, it's still there. Now he makes these jokes about it, but it fucked him up and shit. Got by a cougar, by an older woman. I had my own personal experiences over the years with mature women and shit doing weird stuff and shit. It's just hilarious. From the comedic to the like, I better get the fuck out of here, kind of shit. I've even been stalked by a cougar. Okay, like when I was in my 20s, I was stalked for like a whole year by a cougar and shit. And I finally came to an end. I found a way to put an end to it, but it much collateral damage was had and shit. All right, it's one of the pillars of the geek underground and shit, and why I'm here today and shit, to talk to young kings. All right, SYSBM equals it means save yourself, black man and shit. Okay, all right, yeah, watch out for these old women. They nasty.
The Black Patriarchy. A non-existent group of fictional black male power brokers not discredited, erroneously jailed or outright killed by the minority majority who look the other way as they work tirelessly to shame, oppress, and outright take out the altruistic black female populace of the honorable democratic United States of America. 3K's inset bitches. These evil wealthy members of the black patriarchy are the sole reason for all the ills of the black community, walking, talking, holding down jobs, and doing everything up to and including giving their very lives in service to their baby mamas and baby's motherfucking kids. Their motto that strikes fear into the hearts of black women everywhere: bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks.